Welcome to Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story, where we answer the questions you have about your favorite classic authors. What inspired your favorite author to write their novels? What was going on in the world at the time? Follow along with us as we tell you what was happening in the world while your favorite authors wrote your favorite classics. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. All of the links for our show are in the show notes. Today, we will be talking about Surrey, which is one of the locations mentioned in Emma. Surrey is a country in southeast England which borders Kent to the east, East Sussex to the southeast, West Sussex to the south, Hampshire to the west, Berkshire to the northwest, and Greater London to the northeast. With about 1.2 million people, Surrey is in the 12th most populous English country, the third most populous home country after Kent and Essex, and the third most populous in the southeast after Hampshire and Kent. Surrey is a relatively affluent country. It has the highest proportion of woodland of countries in England. It has 4 horse racing courses and golf courses, including the international competition venue at Wentworth. Guildford is popularly regarded as the county town. Although since 2020, Surrey County Council has been based at Woodhatch Place in Reigate, having previously been based at County Hall Kingston upon Thames from 1893 until 2020. Surrey is divided into 11 districts. Jane Austen's novel Emma is set in the fictional town of Highbury, Surrey, and the picnic at which Emma Woodhouse embarrasses Miss Bates takes place on Box Hill. Austen's unfinished novel The Watsons is also set in Surrey, and Emma Watson's brothers Robert and Samuel live in Croydon and Guildford, respectively, while Emma has recently returned home to the fictional village of Stanton. Much of H.G. Wells's 1898 novel The War of the Worlds is set in Surrey, with many specific towns and villages identified. The Martians first land on Horsell Common on the north side of Woking, outside the Bleak House pub, now called Sands. The narrator flees in the direction of London, first passing Byfleet and then Weybridge before traveling east along the north bank of the Thames. The late poet laureate Sir John Benchtman mentioned Camberley in his poem A Subaltern's Love Song, while Carshalton forms the literary backdrop to many of the poems by James Farrar. The character Ford Prefect from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy claimed to be from Guildford in Surrey, but in actuality, he was from a small planet somewhere in the vicinity of Betelgeuse. Thomas Paine Kidd, the hero of the Kidd series of naval adventure novels written by Julian Stockwin, starts off as a young wigmaker from Guildford who is pressed into service and thus begins a life at sea. Ian McEwan's Atonement is set in Surrey. In J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series, Harry spends his childhood in the fictional town of Little Winging, Surrey, under the guardianship of his pernicious relatives, the Dursleys. He leaves their house permanently 4 days before his 17th birthday, and that night there is an aerial battle in the skies over Surrey between the Order of the Phoenix and the Death Eaters. The county has also been used as a film location. Part of the movie The Holiday was filmed in Godalming and Shere. Kate Winslet's character Iris lived in a cottage in Shere, and Cameron Diaz's character Amanda switched houses with her as part of a home exchange. The final scene of Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason uses the village church, also in Shere, as does the movie The Wedding Date. In the 1976 film The Omen, the scenes at the cathedral were filmed at Guildford Cathedral. The film, I Want Candy, follows 2 hopeful lads from Leatherhead trying to break into the movies, and was partly filmed in Brooklyn's College, Weybridge campus. Surrey Woodland represented Germany in the opening scene of Gladiator, starring Russell Crowe. It was filmed at the Bourne Woods near Farnham in Surrey. Scenes for the 2009 BBC production of Emma, starring Romola Garai and Michael Gambon, were filmed at St. Mary the Virgin Church, Send near Guildford, and at Lossley House. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story today, while we answered some of the questions you have about one of your favorite classic authors. All of the links for our show are in the show notes. Our show is part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you would also like to hear a story by the author we are currently featuring, check out the Bite at a Time Books podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Right now, we are reading Emma. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back next week when we answer more questions about one of your favorite classic authors.